For me, I knew I needed a very good fit, and I needed to feel that I was ready at that point in my career to do that. And over the last several years, as Bob allowed me to get a lot of professional development experience, get involved in every aspect, earning my doctorate, those things were what was preparing me to sit in this seat. And it was great. I mean, in 1 week, ironically, I'm not even sure if Daniel knows this, in 1 week I was actually contacted about 2 athletic director positions. And obviously I have a lot of respect for Parker Executive Search and for Daniel and for his father Dan. But really looked at NAU, and as Daniel said, I really didn't know a lot about NAU, had to learn a lot, but through the process and through the Parker Executive Search process, you learn not only a lot about yourself through the process, but you learn a lot about the institution. And the process includes putting together or answering these questions about how you would fit into that institution. And what that really makes you do is learn a ton about the institution. And I did a tremendous amount of research about NAU, about the president, about the personnel, to make sure that this was going to be a good fit for me. I had, in terms of my personal life, my husband was our senior associate athletic director at UTEP. So to make a move, it was moving him out of something he very much liked. And so it affected not only myself, but him, and I just need to make sure that this was the right direction. The bottom line, however any of us end up in any sort of search process or in front of the president, is that, and I know being able to do this, but had that, was I just the token female? I mean, you have to put your best foot forward and you have to be prepared for it. And being prepared isn't just about the research, it's about the things that you're doing now and about asking your AD to get involved and being well-rounded, because I know that's why I got this position, is that I, again, had an unbelievable athletic director who let me do anything and everything I wanted to do.
Minnesota and the Minnesota State college and university system is highly unionized, which means that nothing is easy. I had a 17-person search committee, which was relatively large. It encompassed all the 7 or 8 different unions on campus, as well as some different administrators, as well as some external people. And so to try and learn where each of them, who they were, and again, that's where Daniel comes into play, is help me understand the composition, help me understand where that came from. And the search committee didn't necessarily make sense. It was people who really had no connection to athletics in some cases. And again, that is because of the way that the unions operated. So those are types of questions that you might want to know. But anyway, I had about an hour with the search committee, and then at the airport interview, immediately went into a meeting with the president. Although Daniel was very clear that it will be the president that will make that final determination. So that's where it's really important. One of the questions that maybe is important to address, how do you go into that discussion with the search committee? Prepared is an understatement. With all the information out there now, searching the web, search the blogs. What is out there? What are they saying about the department culture? What are they saying about where things are going and the health and the success? So definitely spend some time on that. I think the thing that probably set it apart, though, for me, and I don't really know this because I've never asked the president, but President Potter, when I went in, had no questions for me. 0. He said, "So what do you want to know about the institution?" Fortunately, I am one that when I say I'm underprepared, most people say, "Oh, so that means that you are probably more prepared than we are at the final stage." And so I had probably a list of 20 questions because, again, I was looking for fit. Would be my shortfall. I knew that would be a question by the external donors about what is it that I'm going to bring to the table, given that I didn't have fundraising experience. First of all, I was going to hit it head on. Fundraising is all relationships. And so to hit it head on, and my analogy is that I will do nothing that I don't ask my coaches to do every day. When you're in a recruiting process, you look and you find your database. Who is it that you're going out to? You go and you evaluate their talent, or you kind of figure out what sort of capacity they have. You sell them their vision, and then you make the ask at the end. And so that one, I was very authentic in that, no, that's not my strong point, but relationships are. The other part really was that in listening, and I listened really hard during and I think the coaches and the staff would tell you the reason I got the job was because I was the one who listened to what they had to say during the day. And what I heard was that they were hurting. Their culture was such that there was a lot of infighting, there was a lot of mistrust, and that's what I expressed to the president, that in my final interview with him, which was the last of the day, that simply we needed to build trust, we needed to develop camaraderie, a shared sense of vision, and we could do everything else in the world that was perfect, and if we didn't figure out how to work together, none of it would be worth it. So really that culture building part, I think, is the area of my strength.